Hello, I'm Don Santos and this is Honest Portuguese. Today we're going to be making the Portuguese Bifana sandwich. Excited, this is a great sandwich. We're going to be making 3 levels of it. The first two actually are going to be the traditional styles. And the third one is one that when I was in Lisbon a couple years ago, after a night of having a couple wines, a couple beers, and a couple cocktails, our cab driver at 2 in the morning brought us to this food truck underneath an underpass. And we had this sandwich and it was amazing. It was a Bifana, but it wasn't your standard Bifana. So I thought originally maybe it was just because I was one of those 2 o'clock in the mood kind of hungries. But since then I made it a couple times and it is really good. It's not exactly traditional, but I think you're going to enjoy it and it's a fun sandwich to make. So let's have some fun. So this Bifana sandwich, don't get intimidated by how many plates and things I have here. It's pretty simple, but there is quite a few little things here. So tie them all together and that's what makes the magic. First, Portuguese linguiça, bacon, pork cutlet, string fries, paprika, yellow mustard, piri piri sauce, onions, green peppers red, 2 eggs room temperature, granulated garlic, fresh garlic, ground pepper, salt, bay leaf, Carlo Rossi Chablis, or any other white wine you want. The best olive oil in the world, Portuguese olive oil, and top 6 Portuguese rolls. Let's get started and just prep a little bit. We'll take the bacon here. Now, don't get intimidated by the slab. If you want Hormel sliced in the deli, works beautifully. Just get a little thicker than that real thin bacon that is out there. So I'm going to cut some slices here to cook. While they're cooking, we're going to prep the rest of the sandwich stuff. Next, we're going to make the marinade for the pork. We're going to start off with about a cup of this beautiful Carlo Rossi Chablis. Pour that right in. Olive oil. Again, you know the rules. Only Portuguese olive oil. Look how beautiful that is. Look at that color in it. I like to use a granulated garlic just to give it some intense garlic flavor. So I'm going to do 2 pinches of granulated garlic, some ground pepper, salt, and some hot sauce. If you can't find this or don't like it, use any sauce you want, a Tabasco, a Frank's, anything. This is a very vinegary, very acidy kind of sauce. I enjoy it. There's certain things I don't enjoy it on, but for the most part, on this particular recipe, I love it. Paprika, another staple of the Portuguese ingredients. We're going to pour some of that in there. Hungarian or Spanish. I don't even like to say that because we should be having our own. We're going to stir it up. Also, we're going to put some white onions in there. And you know that what my feelings are with bay leaf. Love, love, love bay leaf. 2, 3. You know, my cousin, I didn't know much about bay leaf. My cousin came and she's an unbelievable cook. And we went to the store and she bought like 4 bags of bay leaf. And I was like, I use 1 bag every 2 years. And you're buying 4 bags for the weekend. And everything that she cooked, amazing by the way. Everything she cooked with the bay leaf was amazing. Since then, I'm going through bay leaf like you wouldn't believe. Use it. Learn to use it if you don't know how. So we got the marinade going here. So then we got to prep the pork. So we got the pork cutlet. If you got, yes this does. If you got some of this back fat on it, just take a knife. I know in a perfect world we'd like to leave it, but it's not. You want to cut that off. And if you get a little meat, don't get disappointed. You'll make up for it in other areas. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut these cutlets probably about 1/4 of an inch all the way down. Just like that. We're just going to start off with 3. Then I'm going to grab some plastic wrap. The first one is going to be on the bottom. We're going to do another one on the top. Why we're going to do that is we're going to tenderize these pork cutlets just a little bit. We're not going to kill them. We're not going to do anything. I like to start off with this edge here and then move over to the flat edge here. Again, we're not killing them. We're just trying to move them out a little bit. Take the edges. The edges are what the process is. If you can get the edges to move, you're doing well. So we take that, we put them in the marinade. And then, by the miracle of TV, don't confuse yourself with reality and TV. Boom. We have some marinated cutlets. These have been marinating probably about 10, 12 hours. I did them last night. So they are going to be very, very flavorful. Excited to start working with these. And if you could see how beautiful, look at the coloring of that with the paprika, with the sauce, with the garlic, with everything. And look how nice these are. This is going to be some nice sandwiches. So we got 2 pans going here. We got one pan, my Vava's pan, when she passed away, this is the only thing I asked for was her frying pan. And I was able to get it, and it was the best inheritance gift I've ever got. So in this pan, I have onions, green and red peppers, going with some, of course, olive oil. And in this pan, I'm going to turn it down just a little bit, it's getting a little hot. We have some olive oil, and this is where we're going to be cooking the pork for the bifanas. I don't know if I mentioned it to you, though. I wanted to show you something, is we also have those big, beautiful chunks of garlic in this that was been marinated for the last 4 to 8 hours, 10 hours, and that is a big play there. I also use granulated garlic, as I told you, to give it a more intense garlic flavor, but I just wanted to show you that there. They cook quick because 1, we tenderize them, and 2, they're very thin. So the combination of the 2, we're not going to have a cooking time hardly at all. And you don't have to worry about them being tender because these marinating the way they did and tenderizing the way we did, these things are going to be buttered. Probably about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes on each side. Then you could just judge and see if that works for you. Don't want to overcook them. The smell on this is unbelievable. While that's going, I'm going to get this pan ready for the eggs. On this top one, we're going to start here. We're going to put just a shot of olive oil. Get that nice and hot. We're going to be doing our eggs on that one. And I think we're good on that one. These are so thin that your cooking time is almost nil. When I first got cast iron, I was throwing things in there. As soon as I turned the burners on, it was sticking. It wasn't cooking right. And I was like, what is the big deal about cast iron? And how does everyone else cook with it? But I can't. But the key is let the thing heat up. Now it's time to assemble the 3 sandwiches. Okay, we have everything ready to go. We prepped everything, got everything going. We're going to start off with the first traditional one, which is a beautiful, beautiful sandwich. We got the Portuguese roll. And then, like I said, the yellow mustard. Put a liberal amount on there. We have the pork. And what I like to do is put the marinade that I cooked out and just put it on the other bun. Let's give a little of that flavor back. There. And you assemble that as such. So this is the first traditional one. Phenomenal. This is what you'll find everywhere you go in Portugal. This next one is also traditional. It's a little bit amped up, nothing crazy, but again, we go with the yellow mustard. Little piti. If you don't want the heat, then you don't need to put this on. Those peppers and onions, your pork, some of the marinade, Bruce, why aren't every pub, restaurant, get rid of your gorgonzola fries, start serving these, okay? And the last one is the one I warned you about, the Party Bifana. This one is a lot of fun. So we're gonna start off with the mustard. With some pork, a beautiful egg, to tie everything together. Of course, we got bacon, and you know, you can't do anything that I cook without linguiça. We're gonna take just some very thin sliced tomatoes to really kick it up about 18 notches. A little bit of that marinade. Don't get mad at me if you're the traditionalists. This is just something that I fell in love with. Don't hate the player. And watch this. All of these will be hits of anything you're doing. And then the last thing I add to this is the string potatoes. Okay? I know I assembled it, but these are the cherry on top. Give a little bit of a crunch, a little saltiness. So this is best served after midnight. Okay? So the Portuguese Bifana, done in 3 different ways, 3 beautiful different ways. 2 traditional, onions and peppers, and then the Party Bifana. Folks, I'm enjoying the heck out of doing this. We have all 3 done. 2 traditional, 1 Party Bifana. It has been a great pleasure making these for you. So much fun. Okay, now it's time to try my food here. We're going to start from the opposite way that we prepared them. We're going to go to the so-called Party Bifana and take a quick bite. First of all, look at that layering, okay? Remember, we have the egg, we have the bacon, we have the linguiça, we have the fried potato sticks, and the Bifana, the pork, and there with the yellow mustard. That's a no-brainer, right? I mean, with all that combination of flavors, the fresh tomato, everything in there, man. Then we have the next level. This one has the onions, the grilled peppers, and red and green peppers. Of course, the pork, the yellow mustard. I don't get the yellow mustard, but it's everywhere. If it's not your thing, just eliminate it and do whatever you need. But it does add a little bit of zest, a little bit of bite to it there. Folks, these are good. These are really, really good. Then, of course, we have the traditional one, which is my favorite. It's just nothing but the pork and yellow mustard. What I love about this is you could really identify that heavy garlic seasoning with the wine, everything, the marinade. This is by far my favorite. This is the fun one. This one's great, but let's see. Bingo. Make these, enjoy these. You'll be the hit of the party. Thanks. Okay, I just watched my Bifana episode. It was pretty good. The 3 stages of Bifana. The third one, the Party Bifana, I don't know if that's the name. Just the situation in Lisbon, 2 o'clock in the morning, a couple cocktails. Just hungry, I thought. And when I came out with that thing, it was like heaven on a plate. So I called it the Party Bifana. If there's another name for it, I apologize. I'm sure there is. But today it's the Party Bifana. A little messy episode. I don't know how else to tell you. I am a self-made Portuguese homemade cook. I have 0 culinary experience. I'm 100% Portuguese. So you know that stuff's going to be flying when I get going. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, keep liking, keep sharing, and always be nice.